Welcome to the CADLink demo for Rootstock. Today we'll be covering how you can integrate your engineering CAD or PDM system with your Rootstock ERP and the benefits of doing so. CADLink is a bidirectional tool used to create, compare, and modify bill of materials and item master data at the click of a button. By using CADLink, you can eliminate manual data entry work and increase the utilization of your skilled engineers. Synchronizing your bill of materials and items within your CAD or PDM data will reduce errors and inaccuracies. Doing so will ultimately help unnecessary costs from scrap parts, shop floor confusion, inventory errors, and purchasing inaccuracies. So let's take me, for example, an engineer who has completed making some design changes to this particular assembly file. And I'm now ready to push those design changes over to my Rootstock ERP. Using CADLink, which is a direct add-in to your PDM system, I'll be launching it by right-clicking on my assembly file. Now I navigate down to my CADLink add-in, and then I can launch CADLink. I will then select my default bill of material, and now CADLink will do a live comparison of the data in your PDM file data card and bill of material tab with the information present in your Rootstock engineering item master and bill of material. Now what we see here is the CADLink interface. We can see that CADLink has held the same assembly structure from our design, as well as the colors are the results of the comparison between our CAD design and the Rootstock ERP data. Now let's go over what each of the colors mean. My top level, which is in a white row, represents items from your model that already exist in your Rootstock ERP. The green rows represent items from your model that do not exist in your Rootstock ERP. CADLink will create this item for you automatically using your CAD design data. Now the yellow indicates a discrepancy between our CAD data and the Rootstock ERP for that particular field. By right-clicking, we can see both the CAD and the Rootstock ERP, and we can see how our CAD description is a bit longer than our Rootstock ERP description. I can decide which is the appropriate, or I can ultimately write my own description. For this example, let's keep our CAD description. Now the last color that we see is the gray row. And the gray row are items that will be removed from your Rootstock ERP bill of material as it is not found in your CAD design. Therefore, with the beauty of CADLink, right, we can keep the bill of materials in sync between both the CAD design and our Rootstock ERP. Likewise, with the yellow highlight, CADLink can bidirectionally push this description back into our CAD design to make sure that the bill of materials are in sync. These highlightings allow the engineers to visualize the differences between the CAD or PDM and the Rootstock ERP system, allowing them to validate the data before they commit making these changes. In addition to reviewing and validating the data, the CADLink interface can also be used to add additional data. For example, within this grid, the user is also able to set the Rootstock ERP specific fields, things like the unit of measure, the commodity code, and the inventory source, etc. Once the CADLink user completes reviewing the bill of material, the colors, and adding additional details such as the Rootstock ERP specific fields, they are then able to hit the Save button. Hitting the Save button will trigger CADLink to create and update items and bill of material records in the Rootstock ERP system. Now, CADLink also has a data validation of its own, and if there are any critical errors, CADLink will alert the engineer with error messages and disable the Save button function to prevent users from accidentally saving incomplete data. So you can rest assured that all the data you are saving to Rootstock ERP using CADLink follows the minimum standards set by the Rootstock ERP system. Now, before we go ahead and save this bill of material, let's take a quick look at our Rootstock ERP. We can see our top level has been created, as well as has two existing components on our bill of material tree. Now, going back into CADLink, let's actually go ahead and save this bill of material and take a look at the resulting items and bill of material data in the Rootstock ERP. Now, by hitting save, CADLink is going through each part, updating them and creating them. Once the change is successfully committed, we're going to be able to refresh the user interface, and CADLink will allow us to see the comparison results once more. Now what we notice here is that there is no more highlighting, which means that all the items and bill of material data is in sync between both my CAD design and Rootstock ERP. Now let's confirm this by going into our Rootstock ERP. Now by refreshing, we now should see a longer bill of material tree on our top level assembly structure. We can clearly see here that CADLink has added these items to our bill of material. We can also see that it has deleted the one item that was not in our CAD design as well. And we can also see if we open the item master that CADLink has created our header with our item description, our commodity code, our unit of measure, and our inventory source. We can see how CADLink is a powerful tool built by engineers for engineers to replace manual data entry work with the click of a button. This is a great time-saving tool for engineers, allowing them to quickly update the Rootstock ERP system with their latest design data.